Well, welcome to my 18th Wild Watches video. Today, I will be talking about the movies I watched in the month of June. I shall talk about them individually starting now. The first movie I watched was Resident Evil Retribution. This was a solidly entertaining movie with impressive special effects. Definitely not the worst of this franchise. The second movie I watched was 28 Days Later. This is a solid zombie movie. Well, The Infected, but come on, they're rage zombies. I really enjoy this movie. It's a bit of a slow burn, so it kind of takes its time, unlike the sequel, but it's still a solid movie. The third movie I watched was Prometheus. This is a well-made movie. It has a good story, but some wobbly execution. But the special effects are cool. The fourth movie I watched was 28 Weeks Later. This is so awesome. I've loved this movie ever since I saw it for the first time in 2007. This was also the first R-rated horror film I've ever seen in theaters. Impressive movie. Lots of gore, and a kick-ass musical score. Much like the first one had. But it works better here, I think. The fifth movie I watched was Tremors. I watched this with my dad, my mom, and a friend, and it's awesome. It always has been awesome. It's a near-perfect creature feature. It has solid writing, great characters, great humor, impressive special effects, and lots of gooey gore. The sixth movie I watched was Jaws 3 on Blu-ray. It was a whole new experience watching this movie in 1080p. This movie is a lot better than people give it shit for, but it's still not the best movie out there. The seventh movie I watched was Bait. I watched this with that same friend that I watched Tremors with, and this movie is still awesome. I'm glad it took 2 years to make it because it shows time and dedication put into the product, and it's a great motion picture. The eighth movie I watched was The Conjuring 2. In my opinion, this is on a par with Insidious as my favorite James Wan movie. It is so scary. Definitely an effective and creepy as hell horror movie. The ninth movie I watched was The Exterminator. This is a kick-ass movie. I love Robert Ginty's performance, and James Glickenhaus's directing is solid. It's a very slimy, grotesque tale of savage streets and brutal justice. The 10th movie I watched was The Exterminator 2. This movie is a lot of fun, which is a lot different than what I could say about the first Exterminator. It's just different and telling all around, but it's still super cool. The 11th movie I watched was Maniac Cop. From the director of Maniac comes Maniac Cop, and this movie is just awesome. This first sequel is even better, but this is still a solid movie, with a great story, a great villain, including Tom Atkins, Bruce Campbell, and Robert Zadar. The 12th movie I watched was Ouija. Okay, this movie is notorious for being shitty, but I actually found enjoyment to be had with this movie. It's definitely not the best movie out there. It's probably one of the lesser effective scary movies, but it still has some entertaining aspects. The 13th movie I watched was John Wick Chapter 2. Fucking brilliant action movie. This movie was just perfect. I saw it in the cinema, and I loved it. It's even better than the first one, which was also an amazing movie. And finally, the 14th movie I watched was Ouija Origin of Evil. Wow. This is the best prequel to a okay-ish movie about ghosts and a possible demon I've ever seen. This movie is just near perfect. It has a great cast, great acting, impressive special effects, lots of great scary moments, and a great vintage feel. This movie's just great. I loved every minute of it, and I can't wait to watch it again. And those are the 14 movies I watched in the month of June. Lion Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below to leave comments and subscribe.